Yes, people, welcome back to the 1894 podcast. I'm Hugh. I've got Dara here with me as always for the City United review. A very, very disappointing result. I'm feeling really, really dejected after watching that game. A 2-0 loss puts an end to our 21 game winning streak and a 21 unbeaten streak. So it's pretty hard to take that in a derby. Dara, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it wasn't good enough, but we played to their strengths. I didn't even think they were particularly good, but we were just a lot worse. Like you said, it was gonna end eventually, but now wasn't the time we wanted to end.
No, any day but today. Listen, we have that gap at the top of the table. It's 11 points now, but losing a derby is always horrible. But let's break it down. Obviously, in the first 39 seconds of the game, we gave away a penalty. A Jesus mistake in the middle of the park. He tried to make up for it by tracking back and trying to get the ball back off Martial and gave away a penalty. I've had an agenda, I think you have as well, against Jesus for a long, long time. We've said he's not good enough, and he's not. I'm sorry, he's absolutely not. You'll see in our player ratings, which we're actually going to put up on screen right now, just so you guys can have a good look at them and see what you think. Leave your comments down below. We wanted to give Jesus a 0, but we probably felt it would be slightly unprofessional to do so. So we gave him a 4, and I feel he's lucky to get a 4. He's not been good enough for a long, long time. He misses chance after chance after chance. Yes, he gets a few the odd time, which you'd expect from a player who gets 8 or 9 chances a game. And to do that today, to give away a penalty in that fashion in a derby in the first 40 seconds of the game is not good enough. It's not good enough. There was 3 defenders in front of Martial. He was going nowhere. Diaz, Stones, and Zinchenko are all in his shooting path. He couldn't shoot. And Jesus pulls him back like that. He'd lost him. It's not good enough. Oh man, I'm actually fuming thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on there. He gave away the ball. Fair enough, right? If you want to track back, you can do that. But he sees that he has the 3 fellas, or 2 or 3 players around him. So clearly, you should just leave it there. It's not like Stones and Diaz have come in playing shit, and he thinks, right, grand, I'll track back, try and make amends for it. They've been 2 of the best centre backs in the league. I don't know why he thinks that he's going to try and do this and be the fucking hero. Sorry about that. Leave that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You absolutely back Stones and Diaz at the very least to either put a challenge in and get the ball off Martial or simply block his shot. He didn't actually have a clear path to goal to shoot, so he wasn't going to unless he had a spectacular bend of a right-footed shot into the far corner, which I don't think was going to happen. Jesus did not need to do that. The lads in the studio on Sky Sports said it's a striker's tackle. It's not anyone's tackle. It's schoolboy stuff. It's a schoolboy error, and it's not good enough. He shouldn't have been playing today. I don't care if he scored 2 against Wolves. He missed 3 or 4 chances against Wolves as well.
We said this in the podcast, didn't we? He is the only player I've seen lately who can score 2 goals and still play about 6 out of 10. I put a comment on a video saying that he might have scored 2 goals, but he just wasn't good enough. I got slated for that. He's a
number 9. Man, he's a number 9 who drifts out to the wings when there's no one in the box. He drifts into the middle of the park. There's no one in the box. What's the point in us sending crosses in through De Bruyne, who will also get on to, crossing it in to nobody there? It's Lindelof and Maguire just started cleaning up all the time. Happy days, they're saying to themselves. Henderson's comfortable on his line. Yep. Nothing challenging him. But it's not good enough from Jesus. He's not the successor to Aguero, which is what we thought he'd be, and he's certainly not going to be anything else. He's not Manchester City standard. I hate to say that. I'm not the kind of guy to single out players. I don't do this usually, but with him, it's just going on for so long now. It is. It's just not good enough. But I want to move on. I want to move on to another player who I thought was really poor today is Kevin De Bruyne. And before I have my little rant about him, tell me what you thought.
Poor, wasn't it? It's not even a case of being rusty anymore. It's just that he's not sloppy. Exactly, that's what it was. He's playing passes, kept going all right. Like I'm pretty sure he put the ball out for a United throw in 4 or 5 times. So it isn't actually usually like him. So I was shocked, but I don't understand what warranted Bernardo getting dropped for him or Foden. Like Foden hasn't played. He didn't play against Wolves. Foden, didn't he? Not?
No, he stayed on the bench.
He didn't play against. So surely you're sitting there thinking, oh, well then he's 100% fit. I'm going to start him. Let's carry an injury we don't know about. It's not a chance.
And I don't know what was going through Pep's head today with De Bruyne. He should have been taken off. Listen, I know Pep's whole game is based on playing if you're in form. You play who's in form. Names don't matter. But obviously De Bruyne has been an exception for a long time because he's capable of that one moment of magic, maybe a screamer from outside the box or something. But it was very clear from early doors De Bruyne is either, I don't know if it's still rust. I know he was out for 4 to 6 weeks, whatever it was, but he's back now. He's back 3 or 4 weeks. He's played 3 games. He has no excuse to be that rusty. It was sloppy. There was basic errors. He was passing the ball sideways, giving it away. attempting long balls which were going to nowhere, and his crosses were rarely beating the first man. It wasn't good enough overall from him. And I love Kevin De Bruyne, but in that 90 minutes that we're analysing right now, he wasn't good enough. Yes, he's had a fantastic career for City, and I've no doubt he'll bounce back and he'll be good again. But on that 90 minutes we're talking about, in this derby, it was not good enough. Simple as. And he should have been taken off at some stage in the second half and brought Foden on and Bernardo on. And it was clear to see when Foden came on, he injected a huge amount of pace and energy, which we were lacking. And we were lacking for the whole game. It was so slow because of these sloppy errors. And Bernardo, I think you alluded to a second ago, has been playing really, really well. So you should have given him at least 20 minutes, half an hour to prove he could continue that run. It's frustrating selection for me, and a combination of errors.
Sorry, on the topic there, you mentioned subs. Now, I didn't think Cancelo was particularly good, but bringing off a right back for a right back when you're 2-0 down, it's just, what's he thinking? I thought Walker had a decent game when he came on. What is he thinking? Like, I thought it was going to be take off a midfielder, move Cancelo a bit further forward. I thought that's what it would be, but like, I just thought that was a weird, poor sub from him, to be honest.
I think Cancelo, he's obviously had a fantastic season so far. He's found his feet at the club because he was struggling last season, whether that's through homesickness or just struggling to fit in. But he's done really well this season. But today was one of his poor games. He was looking slow. He was looking a bit off it. He wasn't his creative self. We knew from the off that United would sit back deep and defend all day. And they haven't conceded many goals. Yes, they're 11 points behind us, but they are a very defensive-based team. So we knew they were going to do so. And so they couldn't believe their luck when they got their goal in the first minute, because they knew we've been given a gift here. We didn't have to work for it. So when they sit back, it makes it really hard for players like Cancelo, who are very creative and like to have space in the middle of the park when they invert, to do so and to perform. So it was up to him to adapt his style of play and find a different way to what he'd been doing usually. But he wasn't able to do so. So Pep obviously decided he needed a change, go back to what we knew better, with Walker bombing down the right wing, and he was getting some success. But speaking of that right wing,
I thought Walker was quite good when he came on. Sorry to interrupt you. I thought Walker actually did decent. I think he put in a good ball or two for Foden. It was just trapped under his feet.
He put in a good ball as well, I believe it was, for Sterling, who I want to mention as well, who was...
that was De Bruyne, I think, crossed that.
Was it De Bruyne? Sterling today was also poor. I think from 1 to 11, everyone was off the pace. Some players had slightly better games than others, but everyone was slow, off the pace. You'd hardly have known it was a derby, if I'm being fully honest with you. Exactly, there would look like a real lack of passion, a lack of intensity, a lack of care. We played like a team that felt like we've already wrapped it up mathematically and didn't care, which isn't good enough. Mm-hmm. Yes, obviously it's natural to be, aware of the comfort that you have, that 11-point gap at the bare minimum, come the end of the game. But to go into a derby, local rivals, where it means so much to everyone involved, and to play like that with such a lack of passion, like, how can you go to Anfield and play with that intensity and that zip we did and win 4-1 and then turn up at home against your local rivals and perform like that? It's mind-boggling. But Sterling, as I was talking about, he missed 2 or 3 opportunities, which I found very unforgivable. The header, I'll let him away with it. He's a smaller man. It was maybe slightly behind him. It would have required some more neck power. But I think he
was trying to take it down, the header, in fairness. I was just too high for him, so I'll excuse that one as well. But I know what you're... I
would have expected a better outcome from whatever he done. Anyway, a slightly better outcome. But the one that I was really, really unimpressed with was the cross that you said Kevin De Bruyne sent in. It was on a plate for him. It bounced just in front of him. It had enough pace, enough whip on it for him to just literally just put it in the right direction, and it was going in. I don't think Henderson would have had the human reactions to stop it. And we see this time and time again with Sterling in front of goal when he's in a prime position, like a golden opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net. He just messes up, and he airballs it. He just swings and misses it all together. It goes under him, and you could tell he was disappointed himself, and so was everybody else. It was just a disaster, really.
On that,
in terms of finishing.
Sorry, on that, I thought the way I thought Lindelof done decent for him, might have put him off a bit. I think Gary Neville said that as well, but he should be finishing. A player of his caliber, his quality, should be finishing that every time.
The only player who started the game anyway, who provided much energy going forward and looked, like he really wanted to make something happen, was Mahrez. I know you've not always been Mahrez's biggest fan, but I think you'll agree with me on this one.
He's brilliant.
You'll agree with me on this one today. He was good. He was fast. Yeah. He was moving the ball quickly, and he was trying to put balls through for other players to run onto, but it wasn't happening. Other players weren't putting in the same shift he was. What were you thinking?
Definitely. I thought he was quite good. There's another one that I've been slating for a while, but he was good again. We'll get onto him. I thought Mahrez today was good. I thought he was running at people. I think both Maguire and Shaw, both would have been the ones on the left-hand side. They both got booked because Mahrez was running at them. Like, it just, no one else was performing. I think if anyone else anyone else around them has a 7+, he would have got an assist at least. We would have done something, but just the people he had around him today just let him down, I think.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. I felt that game was absolutely crying out for Aguero to come on. We were putting in so many opportunities for you up.
Didn't even warm up. Pep wasn't saying to him warm up. He was just sitting on. I think there were 78 minutes gone. Sky cameras had it on him. He was just sitting down. Nothing.
He was sitting down. He was looking really unimpressed. But what I was saying was we were putting so many opportunities on a tee for players in the box who either A, weren't there, or making a complete hames of them, a complete mess. So even a not fully fit Aguero, I would back to at least put one of them away. Whether he comes on and gets a point for us out of the game or whatever he gets, I'm not looking for a 93-20 moment. I just mean he is more clinical than Jesus. I back a fully unfit Aguero to do better in some of those situations than Jesus did and Sterling did. It was crying out for even 20 minutes, 25 minutes, take Jesus off, direct replacement, put Aguero in, just tell him to hang around the box. Jesus drops into the middle of the park, he roams out to the wings. You could bring Aguero on, say just hang around the penalty spot, hang around the 6-yard box and wait for the ball to be fed, turn your man and have a shot. If you don't score, at least you've done something. It's a really frustrating one. Would you give him a go?
Yeah, definitely would have brought him on. At least with some time to go, because he brought on Foden for Jesus, which was a good change. But they done nothing else. He brought on Walker, fair enough, but that was still a weird sub. He said another sub that he didn't use, and you're 2-0 down. Like, it just obviously something had to change. I don't know what else he could have done except for bring on Bernardo for De Bruyne. But Jesus should have been off. He went off 65 minutes and 70 minutes in. He should have been off in about half time at the least.
The game was the three subs that would have really, really massively impacted the game, I feel, would have been Foden, who was brought on too late, Bernardo, who was never brought on, and Aguero should have been given at least a chance to make a name for himself. And it would have been a fantastic opportunity for Aguero to be like, I am still a part of this squad. I want to be a part of this squad. I want that new contract. But he wasn't given the opportunity. But listen, we could sit here all night and rant about this game, but it's just disappointing.
Before we wrap it up, I've seen a lot of people giving Rodri stick for today. I didn't think it was that bad. Honestly,
Rodri was one of the better players.
Yeah, a friend of ours, well, I'm not going to name him, but he knows who he is, right? He said dropping down to a 5. His body language near the end, granted, wasn't great, but I thought he was breaking down counter attacks. I thought he actually hit the bar. He hit the bar. He hit the bar. He was linking it up well on the edge of the box. I thought he wasn't bad. I don't know where the stick is coming from.
No, I agree, man. I agree 100%. I think Rodri he's one of the better players, which is why you'll see on our player ratings on screen that we rated him slightly higher than some other players. But listen, like I said, we could rant about this game all night. It is, I'm sure, for everybody else who follows City, massively, massively disappointed. To lose a derby is never a nice feeling, but once you get over it, I'm sure it'll ruin your night, maybe a couple of days after. But do bear in mind, we still have that 11-point gap at the top of the table. We are still prime favourites to win the Premier League, and we're in all competitions, and we have so much to look forward to. It's just a matter of Pep and this team getting themselves back together and getting back on the horse and continuing the way they were before this game. Obviously, the 2 runs are over. The 21-game win is over. The 21-game unbeaten, or the 28-game unbeaten is over. But forget about all that. They're not trophies. That doesn't matter. Anyways, we want to say thanks a million for watching.
United get the beat Man City trophy. United get we beat Manchester City trophy today. That's fair enough, even though they don't care about us. So, I don't know.
They get the win in the Etihad trophy. We'll hopefully get the Premier League one.
Fair play to them.
Fair play. Listen, thanks a million to all of you for watching. We're as disappointed as you with the result, but leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It helps other people find the channel. Subscribe if you're new. We're getting close to that 150 subs before the end of March goal, so we'd really appreciate it if you would like that. Our Discord link is down below in the description, so feel free to come and join us on that. It's free to join. We chat about City all day, and you can help us with our player ratings and our squad predictions, etc., etc. So yeah, thanks a million for watching, and hopefully we'll see you midweek for a better result. Peace.